bottles.
And you and I were just discussing earlier too, you're saying that yesterday, was it the Prime Minister who visited?
Yes, we had acting Prime Minister here, we had Minister of Public Utilities, same person. We had the MP for the area, we had our lead sponsors. It was an exciting day where we actually officially launched the space.
How disappointing that I show up now, I mean, compared to those honorable guests, you know? Where is where?
Well, my portfolio here is to sort the different types of bottles.
Okay.
It's basically the clear, blue, HDP, PET, the different types sorted.
Okay.
So it could transgress to the bail.
Fantastic. What's up, everybody? So behind me is a place called EveryBottleBack, which is this fantastic new NGO that is collecting plastic bottles around Trinidad and Tobago and getting things done via recycling. EveryBottleBack launched a new baling facility in Mount Lambert to collect and recycle plastic beverage bottles. The facility, supported by local sponsors, aims to collect over 2,000 tons annually and create a circular economy for beverage container recycling. And I think that's really fantastic. You know, on this channel, we often want to kind of encourage people to recycle and do the right things here in Trinidad and Tobago, and we have a real problem with you know, people just not really being up to par, keeping our country clean. And it's really good to see people taking it into their own hands and trying to make something happen, and hopefully this is the start of something great. All right, everyone, so this lovely gentleman, Ryan, who has graciously let me come up to see everything that's going on in their factory up here. Ryan, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Pleasure to have you, by the way, Alan. I am Ryan, commercial lead at EveryBottleBack. And Alan is here to do some filming with us to show you a little bit more of what we do. We're actually in the reception area of EveryBottleBack, Mount Lambert's location. And here is where we track what we bring in. And in this case, from January to now, we brought in 45 tons of materials, thanks to the public. So keep them coming, guys. We're thrilled about that. And then, so basically we're in the reception area right now. Go pan over this way is actually our scale where customers would walk in. We would weigh their materials on the scale. The bags would be labeled with their names and the date they've deposited so that we could enter that into our data system.
Fantastic.
And our lovely Haley, who is behind Alan at the moment.
Haley, pass a wave there first. Thank you, thank you. You can tell that she's one of the best people.
Absolutely. Haley will be welcoming you graciously and be taking your information and organizing your deposit for you. So that's what happens on a day-to-day basis as customers walk into this location.
I guess before we even start to enter all the exciting stuff in the back and all the things that you're going to walk me through, what can you just tell us on a base level of what this company is, you know, what you guys do, what can people be excited about?
Yeah, of course. So some background, EveryBottleBack, a company, NGO, that started about 2.5 years ago, thanks to our sponsors, Blue Waters, Caribbean Bottlers, Republic Bank, Nestle, and some others. So thanks to them. Without them, we would not be here today. So we're thrilled about that. We would have started in Charlotte Street, an operation there that's still operational, and we expanded to this location at Mount Lambert, which, as we go through with this video, we'll be showing you why Mount Lambert is spectacular and the resources we'll be able to bring here into the country to be able to process your recycling. So we're thrilled to talk to you about that today too as well.
Fantastic. And keen to point out that this is not a government organization or anything like that, right?
You bet, yeah. So yes. Of course, we're happy to partner with government in terms of legislation, policy. We're looking forward to the beverage container bill being launched, of course. But the reason we say non-governmental at the moment is because, you know, a lot of our people expect us to go nationwide immediately. And right now we're focusing on certain areas and expanding slowly but surely. We may not be in your area just yet, but we're working on it. And we just kind of want to manage expectations and let you know we're not fully nationwide yet, but we're getting there.
Fantastic. And that's good to know, you know, because it's a great thing and people will be like, well, what about us? And it's not that we're not trying to be by you, it's that you're working within your confines at the moment, and you want to get out there as soon as possible to target all of Trinidad and Tobago, hopefully.
100%. We can talk about that later as well and how we're doing that, yeah?
Fantastic.
Great, guys. So as we progress through our first floor, these are our eco bins. They're big bottle-shaped bins. You may see it in some of the public spaces. Bittersweet scenario with these. In the public spaces, people were excited about them, but they were misused a lot. So what we've done now is focused and brought them into more managed spaces. So schools, places of worship, communities that know how to use the bins. Because when we put them in public spaces, Again, they're misused a bit. People in trying not to litter actually throw pretty much anything in here. And it's not them being facetious or mean. It's just that they don't want to litter. It ends up in these bins.
It looks like a typical trash bin.
You bet, yeah. And I guess with a lack of trash bins generally,
Yes.
then you see this and you're kind of desperate, so you put it in here.
Yeah.
But what happens then is we can't use it. Yeah.
Okay.
So these are more managed spaces now. Great stuff. As we progress, these are what jumbo bags look like. So generally, we prefer customers to bring to us in transparent bags, either transparent blue,
So like this one here.
or completely transparent. Yes, that's a perfect
Yeah.
example. The ones more widely available at supermarkets are the blue ones. We can still see through those, which is great. The black ones are generally permitted once we get to know you, once we get to trust the customer.
So what is the reasoning behind that? So why blue or clear bags?
So
you can see what's in
blue,
it?
okay, yeah, you bet. So we can see immediately, especially if you're new customers, we can see if you're bringing in the right things, maybe guide you on what not to put in there the next time.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Okay.
And once you're fully on board, then you can move over to black. Black is, of course, the most common.
Yeah.
But we want you to start with the transparent, yeah?
Black means that you know that you come in here a bit and you already know what you're packing in a bag. We have a relationship.
We can open bag with trust.
Yeah,
absolutely.
so open trust bag, yeah. I like that.
So we're progressing to the warehouse here, which is the exciting part, the warehouse space, I should say.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot more than a warehouse.
And you and I were just discussing earlier too. You're saying that yesterday, was it the Prime Minister who visited?
Yes, we had acting Prime Minister here, we had Minister of Public Utilities, same person. We had the MP for the area, we had our lead sponsors. It was an exciting day where we actually officially launched the space.
How disappointing that I show up now, I mean, compared to those honorable guests, you know?
No, but it's actually good that you're here in some downtime, so we get to spoil you and you have a one-on-one time with me for me to show you the space.
And we mentioned it's funny too because you said yesterday there was a lot more clearing, a lot more space, but I was saying to you that you don't want this place to be too clear. You want it to be full of recycling, plastics and things all the time, right?
100%. Alan, you said it perfectly because yesterday it was pristine, it was beautiful. Today is organized chaos, but we're thrilled about the organized chaos because it means everyone is bringing in their plastics and we're busy beavers.
100%. Well, you guide us how you want.
Yeah, so this area is basically the sorting area. So the guys are actually normally focused in this area. They're sorting between PET type 1 plastics and HDPE type 2, and they're further sorting the PET into clear and blue. So that's how we do the separation in terms of our processing here. So normally we'll see about 4 guys here sorting. Today, because it's after the event, we have them focused on the silo bags, rearranging them so that they can then be processed further.
Okay.
And what's happening here is we would need to get through over to the baling side of things, so I can show you what the bales look like, what the baling machine looks like.
Okay.
That
kind of like
of thing.
maze runner at this point. We have to kind of navigate
You bet,
our way
it kind of
through.
makes it exciting.
Yeah.
Let's see if we have a narrow space through here.
Can we even get through? Oh, look. Is that person who did not want to be on camera earlier? Run.
We'll chop in editing, don't worry.
Yeah. That's going in the video for sure.
That's so funny. Lynn's is so shy on camera, but we love her. She actually has a perfect camera face.
She's perfectly competent to do it. She's just avoiding it.
She's amazing. So we're walking through, you see, some hazards.
Yeah, some hazards on the
plastic
ground.
bottles in the way. And
I'm trusting you to guide me to the light.
It's actually kind of cool that you're coming today because it's actually extra specially chaotic, but again, organized chaos. Yeah?
I know these fellas don't like my head because I make you switch off their music, but that's
Yes,
all right.
you have to turn off the music, it's coming back on soon.
Yeah.
So guys, these are what we call silo bags. They're big 5x5 bags, and this is actually sorted material.
Okay.
And we actually use a silo bag system rather than a bin system. And I can explain why as we progress.
Okay.
But the guys are organizing and moving stuff here. We actually have the baling machine in operation right now. This baling machine is brand new to the country, and we're super excited to launch it thanks to our sponsors. And it is basically crushing the bottles. So these bottles will be pre-sorted before it goes into the conveyor belt.
Okay.
And then crushed. Yeah, so we have our guy operating that right now.
plastic, yes? That's pretty cool. So we're heading down now to the finished product of all that.
You bet. So this is beauty to some of us. This is absolutely beautiful, right?
It looks like art.
Yeah. So these are the bales. These are the baled plastic bottles that are ready for export. Yeah. It takes about 13 or so filled silo bags, the same 5x5 bags, to create one of these.
Wow.
Yeah? So it really is condensed, and this is ready to export. Generally, when we reach about maybe 2 containers or so,
yeah,
we'll be ready to export. And where we export to, Alan, is basically Latin America. So we started off with Honduras, moved over to Colombia, and we've added Mexico now.
Okay.
Yeah? It depends on the buyers, what the prices are, that kind of thing. So it's based on that. The reason we do Latin America is because they do bottle-to-bottle recycling, which we can't do locally yet.
Okay.
What we do intend to do, though, is introduce bottle-to-bottle recycling locally in maybe about 3 years or so. We'll have a full rPET plant in TNT, and that way we can complete the circular economy locally. So we're super excited about that. And that's for PET type 1.
Okay.
For HDPE type 2, we recycle that locally via Flying Tree. Flying Tree is our partner, and basically we supply them with all of our HDPE, and they create plastic lumber out of that.
Okay.
So we'll be doing plastic pallets, shipping pallets. They're already doing plastic benches for parks and that kind of thing. Yeah.
That's
so we're
fantastic.
super excited to handle type 2 locally and type 1 for now in Latin America internationally.
So I think a part that I might not have prompted you to answer in the beginning is there's an element to this that citizens of Trinidad and Tobago can bring in bottles, and there's like a small price that you can get for recycling. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So customers, so households can collect the plastic bottles. Again, we take both types, PET type 1, HDPE type 2. That covers pretty much all of your household items, yeah, and beverages. You can collect those and bring them into us. There is no minimum. We open an account for you at the point of your first deposit, very much like a bank account. And as fast as you deposit, we text you back with what you've deposited in terms of weight and in terms of value. And then what we do with that value is we add it to your balance. So you'll have a running balance, very much like a bank account. And then you can withdraw at any point.
Okay.
The price, Alan, is about 5 cents a bottle, but it's done by kilogram weight.
Okay.
Yeah. But it works out to about that 5 cents a bottle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a little extra incentive to do the right thing and bring in your bottles and save this country a little bit.
100%. And the customers are one bucket. The other bucket, well, we have a few buckets. We have the entrepreneur system,
Yeah.
which is how we intend to reach the nation fully. So all regions of the country. Our entrepreneurs do the collection, and they bring it in under their name on behalf of themselves.
Okay.
So they do the collecting, so they do the spending on transport, the sorting, that kind of thing, and they bring it in. So if people are interested in maybe not so much at 5 cents, but just in recycling in general, they can actually donate their bottles to our entrepreneurs. So we can actually put them onto the nearest entrepreneur to them,
Okay.
and they can donate their bottles. So that's another system that we have running.
So in simplicity, for people like my brain and that kind of thing, what you're saying is that in some areas there's these entrepreneurs, and should you not be overly concerned about making a little bit of money on the bottles, these people can earn some kind of living by assisting you in getting it out to your area and taking it to the factory to then have it recycled, and they earn their little commission off it. You do a good part for the country, and you have your rubbish, or at least your plastic rubbish, moved out of your area, helping somebody also at the same time.
Yep, 100%.
Very good.
Couldn't have said it better. Yeah. And then we have another bucket, which kind of works like the entrepreneurs, which is places of worship.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can actually, well, we've now started it. So we've now started talking to churches and areas. So very soon we can actually direct you to churches. And of course, obviously, the churches will keep that income.
Yes, of
for,
course.
For all kinds of things, green funds or helping the poor or what have you. Yeah. And then we have another bucket with schools. We have a schools collection system. We handle right now 86 schools in the Port of Spain and environs area, and a little bit San Juan. And that is thanks to EMA's iCare Adopt a Bin program. We partnered with the EMA to take over that batch of schools, and we're about to expand into Central.
Okay.
We're going to expand into about maybe 75 schools in Central. Okay. And one of our Central entrepreneurs is going to collect from that school system in that area, yeah? So we have that going as well. And then, of course, we have the corporate world.
Yes.
We have Bermudas and all kinds of companies doing this as well with us.
What you need.
Yeah, and they either bring it to us or we collect from them via an east-west corridor collection system. And we have the corporate world helping as well.
So Trinidad and Tobago doing some big things.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. It's just to expand that and more of you to get on board and we'll be thrilled.
I can't wait to walk on a beach and up in some rivers and not have all these bottles splayed all over the place. And
Yeah. And I'll tell you, when so it's 5 cents now a bottle, right?
Yeah.
That incentivizes some people, that entices some people. When the beverage container bill passes, we expect that to increase.
Yeah.
And we think at that point, when that legislation passes, it's at that point you're going to stop seeing that stuff on beaches and in our rivers and so on. Because at that point, it may be as high as 25 cents, you never know. And at that point, man, everything will disappear.
It becomes a situation that you're losing money to be littering.
100%.
Yeah.
And then guess what? We're here and we're ready to receive all of that nationally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm very happy about that. Where is where?
Well, my portfolio here is to sort the different types of bottles.
Okay.
It's basically the clear, blue, HDP, PET, the different types sorted.
Okay.
So it could transgress to the bail.
Fantastic. And what are your feelings? How long have you been here?
I've been here for approximately 6 going on 7 months.
Okay, wow. Okay, since that's inception, maybe that's from the beginning, almost.
Basically, yeah.
Basically, what are your feelings about this? You think it's about time? You think your job is doing a really good thing for Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, I look at it as helping Trinidad and Tobago.
100%.
The aspects where that there's trash all over the communities, all over the districts, different neighborhoods and stuff like that. So when I see that bottles come in and people actually showing interest to bring their bottles to clean up their communities, it really makes me glad, you know.
Yeah. How can you not be happy to not have trash and strippiness in our neighborhoods and our beaches and our rivers and Trini is right? Let me keep it real, right? We're ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know? But thank you very much for saying something. I see you have a brethren over there who's eating something there. You wanna hand him the mic there?
Yeah.
You done eating?
Yeah.
All right, no problem.
Yeah, man.
And you can hit me your name
My name is Rian.
and your experience here and what you're doing.
I'm the machine operator for you, the building operator. I basically bail all the bags with these sorters and them thing, bail them, tie them up, and then line them up like how we have it there.
Would you say your job is more exciting than his job and the machine is cooler than the other jobs at?
No, not really, but it's more dangerous.
More dangerous.
You have to be more safe and thing down in the back there because you don't want no bottle hitting in your eye or things like,
Yeah, of course. And would you say that this is going to help Trinidad long term? Do you desire to see Trinidad much cleaner?
Yeah, because basically you pass in places like Beatam, certain places you see bottles down in the canal, certain bottles clogging up drains.
Causing floods.
Sometimes even it doesn't can't get no water sometimes because, bottles blocking up certain pipeways and areas and things.
So the message to the nation, if you had to tell everybody in Trinidad and Tobago one thing, what is? Besides stop littering, obviously.
Well, I would say if everybody could, come together and come around the community to recycle all the bottles and things and bring it here so we could actually bail it and do something useful with it.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, man. You all are good. Well done, well done.
It's very plain, right? But this is where we had the whole event yesterday. So up here was filled with chairs, a podium, a backdrop.
Is it safe to say you're taking me to the best view in the house now?
I'm taking you to the best view, the PS de Resistance, which is right here.
And look at that. You really get a proper look of what's going on in this warehouse.
Yes.
Wow. And as you said, there's a reality that in the near future, should certain bills occur within Parliament or whatever, we might be seeing warehouses like this all over Trinidad
100%.
and Tobago.
Yeah, 100%. And in the case of every bottle back, we probably anticipate maybe about 5 of these, including one in Tobago, but about 5 of these nationwide.
Okay.
Yeah, but then we have that again, the entrepreneur system feeding the bottles, that kind of thing. So we're super excited for that expansion,
But can I ask you just for any closing statement that you feel is necessary while I take a look at this beautiful view again?
Yes.
What do you want to tell Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah, you see what we're doing. I know a lot of you are on board. Come join us. We want to expand this. We can't do it without your help. So when we approach communities, churches, schools, etc., companies, we want to have you on board. And we're so excited to welcome you to our family.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Ryan. And guys, I want to echo everything he's saying there. You see this big empty room I'm standing in? We can't allow these people to have rooms not filled with plastic for recycling, you know? Come and fill it up and really contribute to making Trinidad and Tobago where we need to see it, and where it should have been a long time ago, to be fair. But again, let me switch it back to my boy here. Ryan, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very, very much, sir.
Thank you so much for
And thank you for taking on things that make Trinidad and Tobago better. You know, so many people want to be negative about everything, but Trinidad and Tobago is full of positives.
100%. I'll tell you, Alan, I left the US. I have dual citizenship. I left the US to come back home to do something meaningful like this.
100%.
I've been back for 27 years, and there's no turning back now.
No turning back. Thank you, Ryan.
Pleasure.
Blessings.